Hey everybody, how's it going? It has been like 6 weeks since I made a video and I was on such a good streak. I was making so much content at least once a week for quite a while there. And it's interesting because we've been talking a lot about habits in recent videos. And so just as language learning is a habit and I have many of those to uphold, posting videos, creating content is also a habit of mine, right? So today we're going to be talking a little bit of like a life update, just so I can tell you guys what's been going on in my life and why I haven't been uploading, but we'll still tie it back into this topic of habit formation and sort of things that are sometimes out of our control when it comes to forming good habits and the negative sides of that, but maybe even how we can use that to our advantage. As you probably can tell if you've watched any of my other videos, I have moved, right? I'm no longer in the same apartment. I used to live in San Francisco and I've now moved to Oakland. Now, one of the reasons why I moved, and actually a pretty big reason why I moved, is because I wanted to have more freedom to sort of create a gorgeous sort of YouTube setup. I wanted to have variety in my videos. I wanted to be able to paint the walls and put together like a gorgeous backdrop. And so part of that, as you can probably tell, is done. I've moved, painted the walls this gorgeous sort of dark charcoal color, but there are other white walls in the apartment where I can do things. I had a whole plan, to put a nice bookshelf and a light gray couch and the whole color scheme. I had the whole thing worked out. Unfortunately, I moved right before the city of Oakland, like many other places, kind of got locked down, and so deliveries of the furniture that I bought were all canceled, and so I've been in this new apartment with basically no furniture for about a month now. And so this is interesting, right? Because it's interesting how when your environment shifts dramatically, it really can sort of discombobulate you, and I personally find that's one of the most challenging times to uphold all of your habits and your routines that you have developed, because a lot of habits are based on cues, and a lot of the cues that we have that sort of tell us to engage in a habit that we have every day, those are related to our environment. And so you change your environment and you basically just throw away all of the cues that you have been building and you have to sort of make new ones. So in my case, I really have experienced the good and the bad of this, right? So on the good side, I actually have found that I've been able to create all kinds of really nice new routines, especially in my morning, where before I would actually often want to stay home. I would kind of want to enjoy making my own coffee at home because I love making coffee. Anyone who's been on this channel for a while knows that coffee is kind of a recurring theme for me. And so sometimes I would just kind of want to stay home and learn to enjoy that. But as you will also know, if you've been following my channel for a while, I basically leave my apartment as soon as I can, as soon as a coffee shop will be open for me to go to and sort of start my morning routine of studying and working on projects. And so I used to go to a coffee shop called Verve. They opened at 6 o'clock in the morning. And so every day, without fail, I would be at that coffee shop at 6 o'clock, engaging in my routine. And that habit became so strong and so ingrained in me for such a long time that I actually found it almost impossible to break that habit. I found it almost impossible to just stay home and enjoy making coffee for myself and all of the benefits that come with that, such as being able to hear my language audio clearly and being able to speak out loud without being embarrassed or about bothering people around me. And so the funny thing is, by moving, and especially with the lockdown that's happening right now, and so I can't really go to a coffee shop or do those things anymore, it's actually helped me to establish brand new routines, and I'm actually really enjoying those for various reasons. So I found that my Chinese studies have actually gotten even better because I've been able to just make a whole set of brand new study cues and habit cues, and I'm engaging in lots of different types of Chinese study, and I'm going to have a video really soon discussing some really exciting developments with my Chinese level. But on the flip side of all this, one of the negative things, of course, is that my sort of YouTube activity and content creation habits have really taken a hit. Now, part of that, honestly, is that I was a bit discouraged. As you can see, I don't really have almost anything to work with right now in terms of making my background interesting. I've really tried my best to light myself well and just go for a really nice, crisp, minimalistic look. But honestly, I've just had this kind of mental block. I've been very nervous about how the first new video would turn out. And so part of this video, honestly, is about me breaking that inertia that we often get when it comes to forming a new habit, because it does feel like I'm creating that habit all over again. And by the way, this actually brings to question a really interesting part about making habits. So the reason why I found it really difficult to reestablish my habit of making videos is because I no longer have confidence in how to set up the video, right? This is my first time trying this out with my lights, my new backdrop, and seeing how nice I can make it look for you guys without having furniture. And so one thing that will make that habit easier is making the setup easier, right? Being confident that all I have to do to make a new video is prepare my content, sit down, and I'll be comfortable with my environment and the things at my disposal. And like I said, this is actually a really important thing to be aware of when creating any type of habit, including your language studies, right? The easier you make it to sit down and engage in that habit, the more likely you are to do it. But part of what's difficult about starting a new habit is that you have to set that environment up. You have to figure out where are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? What are you going to be using? What are the cues that will sort of trigger the habit? And then you have to sort of get used to those cues and establish it into your daily rhythm. So there's not a whole lot of, really deep philosophical language learning message here. Part of this is I wanted to sort of share the move that I've had and a few things that have been happening in my life. I wanted to finally break this sort of inertia pushing against me and just finally make a new video in my new environment and do my best to make it look nice. So I'd actually really appreciate your feedback. You may notice that over the next few videos I make, I'll be probably experimenting quite a bit, really trying things out, new music, new B-roll, sort of new general production quality and strategy. I really want to make these videos as entertaining and as nice to watch as possible. So please do let me know. That'll really help me sort of have a bit more confidence. Just so you know, I am going to be making a lot more content now. Previously, I established a sort of pretty consistent once per week rhythm. I'm going to try to get back to that and do even more content. I've been thinking of so many new sort of video topic ideas, but also video series where I'll be publishing sort of episodes of different types of content. I'm just so excited about all the stuff that I have planned for this channel. And again, that's why I took it so seriously that I even moved in part to sort of make this possible. So thanks for bearing with me and being patient, and I'm really excited about the new videos. But the third reason for the video was, again, to discuss this fact that, yes, there are lots of things we can do to sort of help ourselves establish new habits and succeed with those things that we want to do, but there are also things that happen in life that are kind of outside of our control. And again, there's a negative side to that sometimes, because it's really hard to uphold those habits that you had, and sometimes that does mean having to reset, and it can take some time. But on the other side, being in the new environment all of a sudden, it can really help you to sort of break the bad habits that you had, right? You no longer have the cues for negative habits you may have had before, and you can really rebuild from scratch. So one last small point there is that you may not just move to a new apartment or a new house every time you want to change your habits, but you can sort of be the architect of your environment and potentially change that in a way that helps you make new cues for new habits or break negative cues for negative habits. Okay, thanks again for watching. I'm so excited for the stuff that I have planned for you all. I'm a little nervous about this whole new setting, new backdrop and everything else, but I'm going to try my best and I'm really excited. So hope you'll join me, and I hope you'll sort of help me grow, give me feedback, and just keep being awesome. I've missed you guys. So, all right, with that, I'll see you in the next episode.